So we have a featured poet. So on all the flyers, it said Dasanahana would be here tonight. Just like the erotic, life is very unpredictable. Dasan could not be here this evening, and he sent a good friend, a man that we are honored to have here this evening. He is from the Greensboro area. He is a poet, visual artist. He is an organizer and an educator. He teaches a great deal, education through correlation. He's got a poetry event in Greensboro that is going into its third year called Reasons to Rhyme. And he's got 2 CDs out. The first one is called Miracles, Acoustic Soul Poetry. And his most recent CD is called One Thing. Please welcome Josephus III up here.
Yeah! Wow, I don't know what you do after the chest of an alien. I don't know how to. Yeah. Speechless. So, I'm not the writer poet, but I've weaved together some shit that might make sense by the time I'm done. So, 4 quick poems, and hopefully we'll get to some erotic somewhere between now and then. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool?
Bring it on.
So, first, I like to tell people that this art form, that this gift, that this craft came before. Way before this thing they call hip-hop. You see this, it plants street crops. You see it won't stop for an octagons. This thing, I promise you, it sings songs. It prolongs life after death. You see it moves in stealth, improve the quality of your life. This thing flows through pipes to irrigate land and turn grass green. This thing, you see it stings the wrinkles out of my daily. So I tell them, fuck you, pay me for this. I promise you, this is poetry. And I never quite realized the power of my voice in this world. The power of this ink merged with this paper, and each day I laugh at my countless attempts to make sense of this gift, and each day it lifts me higher. Lights my soul on fire, and I wire these words like a telegraph. Anyone know listening, some that won't, so don't test me, because this is dangerous. This is like skin to me. This is like kin to me. This thing, it befriends me when all else seems lost. You see, I paid my way, but she was still lost. I promise you, it came before, way before hip-hop. This plants street crops. You see, it won't stop for octagons. This thing sings songs, prolongs life after death, moves in stealth, improves the quality of your life. This thing flows through pipes to irrigate land and turn grass green. This thing steams the wrinkles out of my daily. Therefore, you got to pay me for this. I promise you, this simply is
poetry.
This is poetry. They're like, it's poetry. Flies on her wings, high like a bird in the sky. She stings, but he just bats her back down into position. She sucks and swallows. He collects. I can see how beautiful her salt is. How easily it gets used up and dried out. He stands on her dreams, barely allowing them enough air to breathe. So relieved to see when he sees them flatline. Therefore, she walks a thin line between love and hate of self. Between permission and forgiving. Between religion and superstition, she is driven, but in the opposite direction the paths go. She's a prostitute. A hoe. And the money made off her ass, lips, and thighs was off her hips. And from puddles around her ankles, like shackles on her feet, you see, sweet is the smell of her pussy in the night air. Yet salty is the aftertaste left in her mouth. You see, his weapon is persuasion, and an iron fist to an iron lung, because she believes that smoking cancer sticks helps relieve the stress. So press on nails intact, ass pressed out exact. As the next potential client drives by, she winks her eye and slows his motion down to a grinding halt, only to start a meter running. For on this track, hurdles the least of her worries. So with her uniform tight, she springs into action, straight form out the blocks, cock after cock, and the clock's still ticking, and she's still licking, and he's still sticking her ass on Leonard and Broadway. So the next day she sleeps till midday because her legs are sore. No store-bought panties during the day because shit just needs to breathe. Leave not on her life, for he has a contract on her life, so she can still be found down dark alleyways with the ass up in the back of pickup trucks, but this pays the rent, and she could leave if she wanted to. She's incarcerated, and these few blocks are 6 by 9. She's a prisoner of these streets, so she will never, ever, ever make bail. She weeps, but no tears fall. She opens her mouth, but nothing comes out, only in, leaving deposits that decay her soul from the inside out. From the inside out, so her outside is still presentable. So her sentence nowhere near being served. She's an indentured servant, kind of like a slave, but this story ain't about picking cotton. It's more about the rotten core of humanity, how we use each other up and throw each other away. But today, here and now, he flies on wings. And she will never, ever see a wedding ring. Has forgotten what it's like to be caressed or even undressed. All she knows is easy access, fuck, and suck. For she is a prostitute. And this is simply a story of manipulation. So I touched her skin, and she shivered. I smiled and motioned her in. I pushed her against the dresser, pinned her with my pressure, exposed her nipples, smothering them with my mouth and hands, massaging her mind state. I found her wetness like summer rain on a warm day refreshing, and I played in it. Removed her panties, lifted her material. She was caught in a whirlwind of emotion, hair being blown in the wind. I sent her signals with my tongue on her skin, lifted her, blowing her onto the bed. Blue sheets painted in the sky, red dress covering her midsection, nipple ring exposed, pussy purring playfully. I pounced. My clothes fell to the floor. My penis proudly pushing toward penetration. I persuaded her to lift her legs, allow me to blow them open, let her climb on top of me and tease her taste buds, wet her fancy, romance the stones between my thighs. She played patiently, waiting for me to take control. I turned her, blew her over on her back, cocked her head back, cocked out, mouth open, landed in her hanger. Let her taste my plane, and let her tongue make my propellers spin so fast I became dizzy. My altitude too high, as I hovered over her chest, weightlessness, she sucked me slow, teased my temptation. I almost toppled, I slid down on her skin, her blowhole bellowing to me. I bent her, placed my bass on her bottom load and made music. Eased erotic ecstasy, slowly sliding into her ambition, ass primed, ample opportunity, and this one was taken without a second thought. She danced on my dick, wedged between love and lust, the light and dark, the good and bad, right and wrong. We lay connected, moaning in memory, living in the moment, moving like molasses thick. I buttered her biscuit. Lifted, twisted, and turned her, entered her from behind closed doors, and I had the key, and she let me use it. Unlocked her emotion and felt her body convulse. Hypnotized by my rhythm, I took her to new heights, and she did not want me to let go. We erupted like volcano explosions, hot lava oozing, slowly seizing what was left of her innocence. My presence consuming like a vacuum. Stealing her breath, airless, she lay, touching forbidden places when she thought I wasn't looking. Cooking my recipe for seduction over and over again in her mind. Chalk outline drawn with my glow in the light highlighter. I light her on fire. Like match to gasoline, grease fires can't be dispatched by water, but we try anyway. As the flames mock us, singeing our nose hairs, we breathe easy. It's slippery, and we slide into one another again and again and again. This cycle on repeat. Our bodies meet, and this is not the first or the last time, though we know it should be, but it won't. Some call it crazy. I just blame it on that damn red dress. So sidebar, that's the first time I've ever done an erotic piece ever in front of an audience. And a friend of mine told me that I should read more things of that nature. We are all very sexual beings, and as poets on stage, we say so many times that this is our life, and there are no skeletons in our closet, and we put it all out there for the open, for the audience to see. But in essence, we're still writing the things we want people to see in us. We are still not honestly giving them all of us. You know, whether we're an erotic poet or a powerful people poet or a Christian poet or whatever, we find that we get locked in that box sometimes and don't really allow the full circle of who we are to be seen. So the song can make it tonight, but it was a blessing to me. And I think I'm going to move forward in that direction to begin to share more of myself in that light. So thank you for having me tonight. So, last piece, I'm going to get anyway, let you start this erotic slam. So, everybody go to the club? Everybody go to the club?
Yeah.
Yes. So, the club last week, and the music was really loud, and there are people all around, and you're always searching for somebody that looks like you, or somebody that you make a connection with, and you don't have a particular type. When you find that person, whether man or woman, you make that like eye contact. And for some reason, those have to be on the other side of the room. They're never like near you. Isn't it true? Like they're never close to you. And there's always a crowd of people between you and that person. So the music is going really loud, and trying to be cool and shit, how to get over there to that person. Eye contact, you don't want to do the whole rope thing, but you're trying to just, get over there. So I find my way over there to her. I don't know if it was cool or not, but I got there. That's and it was really loud, so you have to get like next to the person, to really hear what they're saying. Like you're screaming at her, you're screaming in your ear, and this is really crazy. So anyway, I got over there to her. I put my face next to hers. And can anybody guess what she said to me?
Oh, hey!
Yeah, no, that's not what she said. Good guess though, good guess.
Look like my brother.
Oh, hell no!
No, actually she said, fuck you. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you. And I was like, why? And she was like, because you fucked me. And I was like, when? And she was like, you haven't, but you will. Because you're a man, right? And men fuck women, right? So this and this are for all the ones before you and all the ones after. So I told her, I said, love you. And she said, what? And I said, yeah, you. And she said, why? I said, because you loved me. She said, you don't. And I said, said, but I will. You're a woman, right? And men love women, right? And she said, hell no. I said, men love to fuck women. So I fucked her. And man, boy, she loved it, man. But I loved her. And she fucked me. Unable to see how similarities between the fuck for love and love to fuck through eternity. I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, we should try a little celibacy. And she told me, hell no, because men love pussy. So I said, but what if? What if he loved you more? Could you love yourself enough to tell him no? Well, could you? She said, could I what? And I said, bitch, love you. Because if you don't, then he won't. And if I don't, then she won't. Place a value on anything more than my sexuality. Led down the road of erotic fantasy blindfolded because someone said it was sexy. Let's see if we can make a true spiritual relationships where men and women present their partners before God. A facade? I don't know, maybe. But what if I told you this thing would improve our families? Help us build a community, move towards our legacy where fathers do more than donate sperm. Where this term is unheard of. Where we learn to live before sex. To love before sex. To finish the 10th grade before sex. and what I'm saying is this thing does improve our families. Help us build towards a community. Help us move towards our legacy. And all I'm saying is maybe, just maybe, we should give celibacy a chance.